Hey, welcome to an episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. This is North Coast Old Stock Ale 2013 Cellar Reserve. I don't know if you can see that ABV on there. 14.1. Yeah, it's a big beer. So like Old Stock is like their English style like old ale, which is, itself is like 10.5 or something. And then they age this, like they do it every 2 years or every 3 years. They'll do a cellar reserve where they age it in brandy barrels. And this year's, 2013 years was in bourbon barrels. I'm not sure which distillery they got it from, but does it really matter? Let's get into the beer. All right, so nice kind of burgundy color. As you can see, it's completely opaque. I mean, that's a lot of condensation. It did have a head when I poured it, but it just fizzled away like a soda. It's probably like these. A lot of times with these beers, just they do that, Wow. Has like a lot of aroma going on here. I get like chocolate. I mean, I get bourbon. I get the like brandy, port or sherry, something wine like that. Just huge maltiness and like dark fruit, and dried fruit like fig, plum, date, raisin. I don't know, pretty much the same fruit. Maybe a little bit of sour grape, but I can definitely smell the bourbon, and I get like a little bit of chocolate in there too. So let's see how this one tastes. Cheers. Yeah. Wow. I reviewed the North Coast Grand Cru, like a month ago? No, not that. A few weeks ago. And I was expecting that to be a big, huge beer like this, but it's it's like a Belgian strong dark ale. And I thought it was only like okay, but one step into this one, and I'm like, wow. I can see that this should be like the Grand Cru, because like of all the North Coast beers that I've had, this one is definitely the best. I mean, it's just a lot going on here. Huge flavor. Like I said, the nose, I get like chocolate. I get like chocolate right away, but I also get like all those dark fruits, that huge maltiness to it. The bourbon is actually kind of subtle on this one. It's not like a KBS or Bourbon County where the bourbon is there like all the time. It's almost kind of like an afterthought. I get these, and the heat on this one is much more tame compared to the Grand Cru. This beer is really, really sweet, but it's not like cloying, sickly sweet. I was expecting this to be like basically carbonated syrup. It's I mean, as you can see, it's kind of tepid. That head just totally fizzled away. Not that it's completely flat. Like there's still minor carbonation on this one. But overall, I mean, the flavor makes up for it. I'm going to sip on this for a little while. We'll come back with my final thoughts. Cheers.
Hey craft beer drinkers, have we got a book for you? The Handbook of Porters and Stouts. This book documents the greatest examples of dark beer available on the market today. From old world traditional brews to American craft breweries pushing the boundaries of what dark beer can be. You'll learn about the origins of the styles as well as the brewers behind the beer. Available in bookstores November 11th or pre-order from Amazon at a discounted rate today. Come to the dark side with the Handbook of Porters and Stouts by 𝓭𝓭𝓬𝓻𝓲𝓷 and 𝐁𝐫𝓭𝓬𝓻𝓲𝓹𝓽𝓬𝓻𝓲𝓷.
All right, let's rate the Old Stock Ale. But before we do that, let's just pour out a little bit more here. Just wanted you guys to see the head there. You can hear it fizzling away like a soda. Alright, so let's rate it. For aroma, I'm going to go 9 out of 10. It smells really good. It doesn't smell like absolutely super fantastic. And I also kind of demerit it a point for... I'm holding it here and I can't smell it from here to here. But if I stick my nose in there, it smells lovely. It smells great. A beer I give a 10 on aroma is like I can smell it from here, and my sinuses are clear and everything. Even when I popped the cap over there, like I really didn't even really smell it. But yeah, it smells great. Just love that fruity note, chocolate, bourbon. It's great. For appearance, I'm gonna go 3 out of 5. I mean, mostly because it's not holding the head. Head's completely fizzling away. Like, it's not even hanging on to that. By the time I finish this, it's going to be, you know, there's going to be no suds at all, no lacing. Not a huge fan of that color. I mean, it's kind of an ugly... It's weird because, like, it's bourbon, or not bourbon, burgundy, but also kind of just brown. I mean, like, the label, like, you can see that if it was more of like a true red or, you know, copper or something like that, I don't know. 3 out of 5 I think is fair. Even that might be a little generous. For taste, 9 out of 10. Yeah, it's delicious. It's complex. I like it, but it's not... It seems to be missing like a little bit of something that would give it a 10. I seem to be getting the same flavors over and over again. A beer like this, you'd think it would develop and get a little bit more complex the more you sip on it, but I seem to be getting, like I said, it's kind of the same thing over and over again. But what's there is really, really good. So 9 out of 10 on taste. Palate, I'm going to go 4 out of 5. Like it is, you know, kind of undercarbonated. I'd imagine that's just because it's, you know, old ale, bourbon barrel aged. It doesn't look like it's bottle conditioned. I'm assuming, I guess it's keg, you know, force carbed. There's no, there's a little bit of sediment on here, but, you know, I'd probably like a little bit more mouthfeel. Also that heat, the warmth from the alcohol. I mean, 14.1, it's understandable. And actually for 14.1, it actually is really drinkable. The mouthfeel does seem like a little thin, though. Like I was expecting this to be like Bourbon County, which is basically, you know, like motor oil, and this is more of like I don't know. I guess I can compare it to like a Chimay Red or something like that. You know, very actually, it's thin but not especially crisp. I'm rambling. Overall, 18 out of 20, which again I think is like a tad generous. It's a total score of only 4.3, so that's a 9 out of 10 on my scale. It's an excellent beer. It's not outstanding or world class, but I think this probably is the best beer I've had from North Coast. Regular Old Rasputin's really good too. Like that's the best beer you can get like at any beer store, anywhere, anytime. If you've never had that, I'd recommend picking up. I know there's a bourbon barrel aged version of that. I've never had it though. Even when I was at the brewery, they didn't have any. I really wanted to try it. But yeah, there you go. 9 out of 10 for Old Stock Ale 2013 Cellar Reserve Ale aged in bourbon barrels. Thanks to the guys at North Coast for this bottle and all the other bottles that they gave me. I liked them all. I really liked the Puck Session Saison, which would be a great beer to have in cans. They said if they ever build a new brewery, they're going to put a canning line in, so I hope they do that someday. Anyways, thanks you guys out there for watching, and I will see you next time. Cheers.